Thompson and his wife had a pretty adversarial relationship after he returned from Vietnam. When you were writing the opera, did you take sides?
Yes, I did, but I wanted to show her side too. I took his side. I mean, he is a hero, a flawed hero, but he is very much like a person of that generation. I think he embodies all the flaws of men of that generation, and very often those flaws are flaws that, in a certain sense, I still admire. A certain reticence, a reluctance to wear one's heart on one's sleeve, a certain strength in adversity. Those are all parts of his character, and I think the character of men of the time. It's very important to me when I wrote Alice's music. There's one aria in the second act. She sings, after you hear me out, after you hear my side of the story, then we'll do whatever you want to do. And I decided that when she sings, it had to be so beautiful, that aria had to be so beautiful, that anyone in the audience would say, you know what? If I had 4 children, the last one born on the day my husband was captured, and if I were by myself for all those years, never knowing what was going to happen, maybe I could have done that too. Maybe I could have abandoned that man too. Because my recollection of that era is that everyone on any side of the political spectrum did something they regret in the way they interacted with other people. I can remember I think there was a whole generation, my whole generation, fighting with our parents around the dinner table, and the things that were said, while the intentions were good, the things that were said in that fight between generations and between families is really staggering. And I think it still scars a lot of relationships to this day.
It was a very pivotal decade, wasn't it, the 60s?
The 60s and the early 70s. I often think, he was captured in Vietnam in 64, came back in 73. And I can't imagine a decade where people changed as much in their views and their culture. If you look at a high school yearbook from 1964 and then look at one from 1973, it looks as if, it's a completely different planet. Everyone had such a completely different way of expressing themselves, of dressing, of what their goals were. The whole counterculture movement, it was really a staggering time.